Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the November 9th meeting of the Zoning Board of Appeals. First up, we have a reserved decision on 2023-038. Counselor, you got that? Okay.
Yep. Appeal 2023-038 AD Enterprises, 426 West Main Street and 166 Sweezy Avenue, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-128-2, Lot 14.1, Railroad Avenue Urban Renewal Overlay District, proposed mixed-use building site, aka The View. The applicant requests variances and/or relief from Chapter 301-151.6A, where proposed side yard facing side street for corner is 5 feet. Minimum required is 10 feet. And Chapter 301-236A, subsection 2, where proposed landscape buffer abutting residential use on Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-128-1-11 is 5 feet, where minimum required is 10 feet.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All right. Mr. Gazzello?
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire?
Aye.
Leroy, are you with us?
Yes.
You yes on that?
Yeah.
Okay. You vote yes on this reserved decision? Okay.
Aye.
Good. And I vote aye, so your appeal has been granted. And in 2 weeks, you can go to the town board and, town clerk and get your paperwork. All right, next up.
Appeal 2023-048, DCO QOZB 1309 OCR LLC, 1309 Old Country Road, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-122-2-2.1, Business Center Zoning, proposed automobile dealership. Applicant requests variances and a relief from Chapter 301-93A, where proposed impervious surface coverage is 77.7%, maximum permitted is 75%. Chapter 301-93A, bulk table note 4, where proposed front yard unoccupied area is 15 feet, County Road 58, 15 feet Osborne Avenue, minimum required is 35 feet. Chapter 301-93C 1A, where proposed non-disturbed transitional side yard adjoining residential districts and uses is 45.6 feet, minimum required is 50 feet. Chapter 301-93C 1A, where proposed non-disturbed transitional rear yard adjoining residential districts and uses is 10 feet, minimum required is 50 feet. Chapter 301-94B1, where proposed number of parking stalls is 45, minimum required is 60. Chapter 301-249C4, where proposed front yard setback for freestanding signs is 5 feet, Osborne Avenue and County Road 58, minimum required is 15 feet. Chapter 301-249C4, where proposed side yard setback for freestanding sign is 17 feet, minimum required is 25. And Chapter 301-249, where proposed number of primary signs freestanding is 2, maximum permitted is 1. This was adjourned from September 28th, 2023.
Good evening, Counselor. If you kindly state your name and your address.
Good evening, Christopher Kent, on behalf of the applicant, 100 Motor Parkway, Hopewell, New York.
You have the floor.
At the last meeting, you had asked us to do some further outreach to the neighbors, and we did. And I'd like to hand up to you tonight, if I could. We sent another certified mailing, although not required by the application. We sent a certified mailing to the neighbors, and we invited them to an informational meeting that we conducted at Rocco's Pizza and Pasta, which is right next door to our property and right next door to their property. We invited the 6 property owners of the houses on the west side of Woodcrest Avenue, And we also invited the 4 occupants because only 2 of those are owner occupied, the other 4 are tenants. So we sent certified mailings not only to the property owners, but to the occupants. Only one person, actually husband and wife, James Harris, showed up. He actually spoke kind of on behalf of everyone as a representative of the street, and we sat and spoke with him. He told us of his concerns, which were, first of all, he told us he was very happy to be getting rid of the unsightly buildings that have been there for many, many years, and the eyesore, as he called it, at our dinner. And he was very happy that we were going to be demolishing those buildings and reconstructing or redeveloping the site. His real concern was the property line boundary between his property and the proposed development. He was happy to hear that the current buildings, which are 10 feet from that property line and 24 feet from that property line, that were approved at a planning board decision in July of 2017 to be that close. And that approved plan from the planning board did not include any type of landscape buffer. He was happy to hear that our building is going to be located over 55 feet from the property line. And in the disturbed area between the property line and the building, we're going to have a 10-foot landscape buffer with 69 arborvitaes along the property line. And we're going to have a drive that's going to be a one-way drive in, and then there's going to be a sidewalk, and then there's going to be the building. So he was pretty happy to hear that. He wanted to know what we were putting in there. We told him the 6 to 8 foot arborvitaes, which he was also fairly pleased with because that's what Rocco's planted on his boundary to their property. And they grow about 2 to 3 feet a year. So if we plant 6 to 8 foot arborvitaes, within about 3 years, we're going to have 12 to 14 foot arborvitaes. So he was pretty happy with that. He also asked us about the fence that we're putting there. We are proposing a 6-foot fence. He wondered if it could be higher, and I said, well, that's going to be really a site plan issue before the planning board. But we'll do whatever we can to properly buffer and protect his property from what we're building next door. But for the most part, he was very happy. Oh, the last thing he asked about was drainage. The current site has no drainage. It just runs off of the property. We're going to be building, we're going to be installing drainage infrastructure to capture all the stormwater on the site. So no stormwater will be running off the property. And other than that, he didn't seem to be too concerned about anything else with the application. But I'm here to answer any questions. I also have with me 3 representatives from the auto dealership that's being proposed. I have Craig Ugrin, I have Keith Buda, and I have Mark Martellotto. So I always put the vowel in the wrong place. Martellotto. So if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them.
I think you've answered most of our questions.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Does Leroy have any questions?
Leroy?
Yeah, I was concerned about the fence. I had talked to one of the planning department staff, and they said they suggested an 8-foot fence. Would you be amenable to that?
We're going to be having our site plan hearing sometime after. We're hoping for December 7th. So I think that'll come up during our site plan hearing. If that's
Right, but will you be agreeable to putting up an 8-foot fence?
Yes, 8 foot we'd be agreeable, but that's something the planning board's going to have to. That's more than what's allowed by code, and the only.
I understand that they'll have to approve it through
Yeah.
site plan. I
Yes.
do understand that because I questioned whether or not we would need a variance for that, and they said no,
No.
because they have granted other walls without approval from us. So that's what I was concerned about. I'm also concerned about the amount of parking stalls that's being provided. I know that you're short 15.
Well, that's
When I talked to some of the staff members, they were hoping that some of the employees could park across the street at the main dealership.
They could do that. If we are providing also 69 stacked parking spaces in addition to the 45, and we believe that there will be areas within the stacked parking where employees can park. We utilizing any of the 45 spaces.
So if I look at the site plan, it's gonna tell me that there's staff parking there?
Stacked parking, yes. If you look at the site plan,
Right.
I have booklets. I think I handed them all out at the last meeting, but I have more.
I read here the initial site plan, was that amended?
No, it shows the stacked parking. There's 2 areas of stacked parking, and they total 69 spaces.
Okay.
We also have a traffic report that was traffic assessment report that was done by private and reviewed by the town's consultant, Ray Tobias.
Okay. All right, you're checking most of the boxes, so, okay. Is there any neighbors here?
Nobody on Zoom either.
Nobody? Okay, I got it.
All right, respectfully, Mr. Chairman, I move that the appeal of DCO QOZB 1309 QCR LLC, 1309 Old Country Road, Riverhead, SCTM number 600-122-2-2.1, Business Center BC zoning for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301-93A, where proposed impervious surface coverage is 77.7%, maximum permitted is 75%. Chapter 301-93A, bulk table note 4, where proposed front yard unoccupied area is 15 feet, this County Road 58, 15 feet, Osborne Avenue, and minimum required is 35 feet. Chapter 301-93C, 1A, where proposed non-disturbed transitional side yard adjoining residential districts and uses is 45.6 feet. Minimum required is 50 feet. Chapter 301-93C, -1A, where proposed non-disturbed transitional rear yard adjoining residential district and uses is 10 feet. Minimum required is 50 feet. Chapter 301-94B, subdivision 1, where proposed number of parking stalls is 45. Minimum required is 60. Chapter 301-249C, subdivision 4, where proposed front yard setback for freestanding signs is 5 feet. That's Osborne Avenue and County Road 58. Minimum required is 15 feet. Chapter 301-249C, subdivision 4, where proposed side yard setback for freestanding sign is 17 feet. Minimum required is 25 feet. And Chapter 301-249, where proposed number of primary signs freestanding is 2, maximum permitted is 1. Be approved in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector, and subject to at least a 6-foot fence along the residential property lines and a 6-foot arborvitae's of minimum to create a visual buffer for the rear yard setback.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to amend that 6 foot to 8 foot.
Sure.
Make that at least
6 foot to 8 foot, you're saying?
Yes,
All right.
Okay.
All right,
just
so-
so that the planning board has a clear understanding, that's one of the reasons why we're approving it.
Okay, so let's make it 8 foot, and Mr. Barnes?
Aye.
Mr. Gazillo?
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire?
Aye.
And I vote aye, so your appeal has been approved.
Thank you.
Best of luck,
Good
gentlemen.
luck. Good luck, fellas.
Thank you.
Appeal 2023-053, Calverton Group, LP, Cromer Avenue, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-119-1-35.4, Destination Retail Center zoning, proposed industrial storage use. Applicant requests variances and a relief from Chapter 301-106A, where proposed use of industrial and outdoor storage not a permitted use, and this was adjourned from October 12th, 2023.
Good evening, Mr. Danowski.
Good evening. This was last on, but no decision could be rendered because we had not yet heard from county planning. They have now supplied the town, and I've been provided with a copy of the letter indicating there's a matter for local determination. Also, at the last hearing, I agreed with council to the zoning board to specific language that I would limit myself to in the decision to be rendered by the zoning board. I've made that part of the record, and submitted that additionally again tonight to indicate the lumberyard use, which would capture and include indoor and outdoor storage. And with that limitation, I would agree. And I'm just waiting the decision from this board.
Well, anybody be heard on this matter? We've looked everything over, Mr. Danowski. I think we're ready for a vote. Leroy, you have anything to say about this?
He muted himself.
Whoa, whoa.
Can't hear you, Leroy.
Can't hear you, Leroy.
Oh, we can't read lips.
I think it's an appropriate use for that area.
Thank you.
All right, respect, Mr. Chairman.
Welcome.
I move that the appeal of Calverton Group LP, Cromer Avenue, Riverhead, SCTM number 600-119-1-35.4, Destination Retail Center, DRC zoning, for a variance and a relief from Chapter 301-106A, with proposed use of property as the lumberyard with, as amended, indoor and outdoor storage of lumber is not a permitted use within the DRC zoning district, be approved in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
So moved.
Second it?
Second.
All right, Mr. Barnes.
Aye.
Mr. Gazillo.
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire.
Aye.
And I vote aye. So your appeal has been granted, Mr. Danowski, and you know what to do after this.
Thank you, and I want to say hello to Leroy. Glad to see him. Haven't seen him in a while. Hope everything's fine.
How are you, Peter?
Hanging in there, man. You know what the story is. Thank you.
Good.
All right, Mr. Danowski, go home, get some rest. I know that trip to Italy, I'm sure it took a lot out of you.
Thank you, and it did. Thank you for cooperating.
Have a good night, Peter.
Take care, Peter.
Yes, sir.
KPL 2023-056, Tullio Bertoli, 67 Holly Tree Lane, Jamesport, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-69-3-63.3, Residential B80 zoning. Proposed 16-foot by 35-foot one-car detached garage/workshop. Applicant requests variances and a relief from Chapter 301-29A1C, where proposed accessory side yard setback is 13 feet, minimum required is 20 feet, and Chapter 301-31, where proposed impervious lot coverage is 17.6%, maximum allowed is 15%.
Good evening, sir. If you kindly raise your right hand, you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Please state your name and your address.
My name is Giulio Bertoli. I'm the owner of the property, the applicant, and the architect. This project was part of a 12-plus acre master plan that we did some time ago. I think we came in front of your board as well. At that time, it was our intent to always preserve the farmland to the back. And as part of that, we went from our required 2-acre zoning to 3/4 acre lots. My lot is the third lot that will face the soon-to-be vineyard. And my wife and I plan on retiring to your wonderful community out there.
Well, welcome.
And so there are 2 variances that are in question. The first one had to deal with lot coverage, which would not have been an issue had we maintained the 2-acre zoning. That was an issue that came up. The second one had to deal with the side yard, and that has a story behind it. There's a wonderful grove of trees, magnificent specimen of trees to the westerly side that I wanted to preserve. But Steve Reeder, my excavator, said, but you gotta have your house 30 feet away further to the east. So I slid, I'm sorry, the trees were to the west. So I slid that house. Then he told me I had to move it because we had to put in the dry well in between. Then the IA system came in, and then assorted utilities came into place. So that the only location, we've started the house, the only location for the detached garage was this in this one corner. And at that point, after I totaled everything up, I was somewhat embarrassed because up until 3 years ago, I was the town of Brookhaven Planning Commissioner, and I'm supposed to know about these things, but I was short 7 feet on the side yard. And so tonight, I suppose I'm coming asking for your forgiveness as well as your approval for the side yard variance. There is one, Mr. Calvosa and his team who are developing the other 3 lots. I've gone over the plan with them. There is one component to this, that between the garage and the adjoining house, which has been sold, there will be a 4 or 5 foot berm with the ever-growing arborvitaes, which I have no problem if you wanted to make that a condition of that approval. So, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I think you've covered everything, but Leroy, you got anything?
No, I think it's the best possible location you could put on the property, and you know, you definitely need a man's workshop, so I get it. So I don't have a problem with it.
Well, we're really looking forward to coming out.
Mr. Vitale, you're aware that before you can get a C of O for the garage, you have to get a C of O for the residence itself?
Yeah, we don't plan on doing the garage just yet. We wanted to move in, and when I'm there, I will be doing the garage.
Okay.
We start framing on Monday, so I hope to be out here probably sometime in April or May.
Welcome.
Wonderful.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you very much.
Let's have a reading.
All right. And nobody else? All right.
Oh, sorry. Anyone else on Zoom or in the audience? Nobody? Let's have a
All right,
reading.
Mr. Chairman, with respect to appeal number 2023-056, I move the appeal of Tulio Bertoli, 67 Holly Tree Lane, Jamesport, SCTM number 600-69-3-6.3, residential B-80 RB80 zoning for variances and/or relief from Chapter 301-29A1C, where proposed accessory side yard setback is 13 feet minimum, required is 20 feet, and Chapter 301-31, where proposed impervious lot coverage is 17.6%, maximum allowed is 15%, be approved in accordance with the applications and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector, and subject to condition and requirement that no certificate of occupancy for garage may issue prior to the issuance of a certificate of occupancy for a residence to be located on the same lot.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Thank you, Leroy. Mr. Bonds.
Aye.
Mr. Gazzello.
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire.
Aye.
And I vote aye. So welcome to the neighborhood. Enjoy your stay here.
Thank you, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Take care.
All the best to you too.
Thank you.
Okay, we got
Okay.
one guy left here. Let's have a reading.
Appeal 2023-058, Dreamland Builders, 836 East Main Street, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-127-6-7.1, Hamlet Center zoning. Proposed mixed-use building, previous approval has expired. Applicant requests variances and a relief from Chapter 301-57A, where proposed impervious surface is 67.2% of the lot area, maximum permitted is 60%.
We need to swear you in. If you kindly raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Kindly state your name and your address.
Andrew Graham, 69 Ridgewood Avenue, Secaucus. So, as you mentioned, this was previously granted in 2019. In the meantime, all the other approvals have been lined up. The planning approval.
Try and speak in, pull the microphone over.
Yeah.
There we go.
In the meantime, was had expired. Unfortunately, all the other approvals had been lined up. So currently, we're back here just to basically get the grant again and proceed.
I don't see a big problem here. Anyone to be heard on this matter? Let's have a reading.
Move that the appeal of Dreamland Builders, 836 East Main Street, Riverhead, Suffolk County Tax Map Number 600-127-6-7.1, Hamlet Center, HC zoning, for variance and/or relief from Chapter 301-57A, where proposed impervious surface is 67.2% of the lot area, maximum permitted is 60%, be granted in accordance with the application and sketches with amendments thereto, if any, as filed with the building inspector.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Bonds.
Aye.
Mr. Gazzello.
Aye.
Mr. Whitmire.
And I vote aye.
And I vote aye. So your appeal's been granted, your extension has been granted. Best of luck with everything,
Thank you.
and thank you. Do I hear a motion to accept the minutes of the last meeting?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
All in favor?
Aye.
Second.
Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Aye. I move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all. Leroy, what's the temperature down there?
Right now, it is 81 degrees.
Oh, we don't like you, Leroy. Cut Leroy off right now.